Do you suck at studying or just struggle with it? Well, if so, I don't blame you because we've never actually been taught how to study. We've just been thrown content in our faces every day and expect to take it all in. Hi, study buddies! Today I'm going to be showing you my study routine. This definitely differs from subject to subject, but overall, it's the same concept. And every time I do this routine, I literally pull off an A, and I'm not even kidding, which is why I wanted to share it with you guys. And I did a poll on Instagram, and a lot of you guys have finals right now, so I feel like it was the perfect time to release this video. So let's get into it, besties. Like I said before, this routine does differ depending on what subject you're studying for. However, it's the same overall. For the best results with this routine, I really recommend doing it 1 to 2 weeks earlier. I really honestly do it a week earlier and it does work out, but you do have to work a little bit quicker. But regardless, you can still take parts of this routine and make it into your own, and if that works for you, that's awesome. Okay, so start off by making a to-do list of the tasks that you need to finish for that class. Because honestly, you won't understand half the concepts if you haven't completed a lot of the things in the class. This can range from mini assignments to worksheets to workbooks, like anything that will help you understand the content. So this fills in the blanks of those days that I really didn't feel like doing something. However, if you do feel that some assignments are way too long and you're definitely just not going to get them done, don't put them on this list because time has already passed and you can't really go back to it. So mostly focus on the things that pertain to your test and you know that you kind of already know about and you can catch up to. Okay, so once I finished my missing tasks here and there, I move on to the second step of this routine, which is identifying what I know and what I don't know. So one problem I've really seen as a student is that we don't really know what to study. Like, we know we have to study, we just don't know exactly what. And these two lists will help you so much to understand where you're starting from and what you can build upon. And even if you're like super rushed, you didn't study, you put it off to like 2 days before the exam, I still recommend making this list because it shows you what you don't understand and what you do, and you can focus on the things that you don't understand. What I don't know is usually longer than what I know on this list, of course, but this is good because I know exactly what to focus on and I won't waste my time focusing on the things that I already know and have an understanding of. Okay, so now I reform my content to actually know what to study off of. Now, this reformation varies greatly depending on what subject you're studying for, but you have to do this regardless. So this is the part where we make study guides, flashcards, and all that fun stuff. Or you can literally just read off your notes, but there's a specific way to doing that. So here are some broad examples that you can put into your study routine. The first example is history. So if you know your history class is not too dense and you don't have that much information to retain, make flashcards. I swear this is like the best way to retain information. But I really do recommend writing on them, like physically writing, because when you write down information, like half of it goes into your head. And also speaking it out loud helps as well. But if you know, hey, this history class is way too dense and I'm not going to be able to make like 500 flashcards, here's an easier way to do it. Okay, so go through your notes and actually chunk your notes. So what I mean by chunking is that by actually splitting them into sections and then going through each section and understanding each section. I go through the first section of my notes and I'll just read through it, skim through it very quickly. Then I'll read it over again out loud, which really helps me. Then I'll nitpick the things mentally that I don't understand. And then I'll watch YouTube videos on that or question it, write the question down, and then actually try to understand it. And I'll do this to the next section and the next, and I'll keep going. And this honestly just depends on how you break it up and how you situate it. The more chunks there are, the better you'll understand it because you're breaking it down even smaller. And as I do this, I highlight stuff, I underline stuff, I color code stuff, just so I really understand the content and I know where I'm at. And once you do the next section, you have to go back and do the previous section. So if I do 1, 2, then I'll go back and do 1, then I'll do 1, 2, 3, then I'll go back and do 1, 2, just so you understand where you're at and understand the content properly. For reforming math content, math is super hard, and I understand, like, oh, it's just a pain. Honestly, the best concept I've found with this is just watch YouTube videos, practice a lot, because math is like literally a language in numbers. You kind of have to get taught by every teacher out there, and luckily we have YouTube now and so many amazing people who put videos up. So if you can understand it just by one way and practice it 10 times, you've got it. But that's all you have to do to reform content. Like, it's not super hard. You don't have to make it super hard. I sometimes do make it a little bit harder by making like 100 flashcards, and I'm not even kidding, I've made like 200 for some of my classes. But that's honestly just that works for me, and I don't do that for every subject. It's mostly for like those memorization classes of like historical facts and stuff like that. So this is just the study routine I use, and I definitely have way more hacks for the actual reforming content part, but as for the routine, this is how it goes. I hope you guys try it out, or at least parts of it, or incorporate something in from this into your routine. I hope it helps in like any way. Here's a little bonus tip if you stick around this long, but ask your peers how to study, because I remember this kid in my class would ask everyone how they studied, and I found it really weird, but now that I look back at it, it was a really smart question to ask, especially to the people who got good grades, because those are the people that know how to absorb the specific content that you're being taught in class. And definitely comment below some summer student video ideas that you guys want to see, because I'm definitely down to make any of them, and I definitely want to put more hacks out there. Thank you for supporting me each and every day, and I love you guys all so much.